Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're going to be playing some more Limbus Company. Hey there, Ada. Hey, Kuro. Welcome. Hope you're all doing alright. I'm doing reasonably well. Arms are a little bit sore, though, from, having to do some lifting. So hopefully I'll, feel better soon, but, honestly, a bit of exercise is good for you, right? Right. So, without further ado, let's get into the game, shall we? Alright. So, where last we left off, we were about to go through another of the back doors. However, we still sorta want to go get the announcer, don't we? So, let's go do some rolls while people trickle in, shall we? Alright, here is your reward, people. It's the gotcha! Everyone loves when other people play gotcha. Alright. Let's see if we can get the announcer today. No! Bring me Killer! Where is Killer? I want Killer. It's a 3, I think. 4? Oh, there's a yellow. It's shiny. That's different color shiny.
이거 하면 내 만화책 진짜 돌려주는 거 맞지? 너 분명 그 안경 걸고 나랑 약속했다. 좋아, 그 전투 테스팅가 뭔가 하는 거 구경이나 해보자. 좀 치고받고 싸우는 거라도 보면 덜 지루하겠지.
There we go! It's her! It's the goal! We got her! Alright. So, I don't have to roll anymore. I might choose to do so off stream so that I can choose to automatically grab myself one of the announcers I don't have. Which I think I don't have the T-Corp, I don't have Ricardo, and I don't have Jun. So, you know, completion's sake. Anyway, I think... You know what? Let's, now that we have run into the Falvists, let us go ahead and up-tie Rodion and get her story, shall we? Let's also find out about her skills, shall we? Oh, she's got the Rouge skill that we saw, huh? And also Palette Vibrante. Extra damage from the Ring faction identities. The attacker is in both the Ring and the School of Falvism. Take 5 instead. Okay. Interesting. So you get to inflict both Rouge and Blur. Alright. Touch Hardy? Oh, can you buy me a drink first? Take 10% HP and SP damage from bleed and sinking effects. Oh. Interesting. I can definitely see that. That requires 6+ negative effects on them. I mean, I suppose, like, the pointerless ring is able to inflict, like, random, like, status effects, right? Oh, you've got two different counters here. The homage equal to the number of the ring student identities on the field. Alright. Randomly apply any 2. Or has the ring Falvist students. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and up-tie. So extra power based on bleeding and sinking. There's a lot more dual identities nowadays, I've noticed. They do like two things. I suppose that's the power creep of the game, which is something that they sort of like went into like making that decision. Like they were upfront about that, which fair enough. Okay. All right. That only requires 2. However, it is on that one. Okay. Anyway, uptake. So we'll acquire this one. And oh, this can upgrade, huh? Target has 6 types of negative effect. Activate as burst forth the pulsing crimson under your skin. 3, 4, 3. Unfocused volley, attack weight. Start attacking a whole bunch of people. Alright. Oh, this one attacks all of them, it's not just unfocused. And critique. Can't use critique during turn the unit has this effect. Alright. Yeah.
이 소리 들려? 서로 다른 생물의 뼈마디가 맞물리는 이 맹렬한 선율. 고작 힘줄 몇 가닥 당겼을 뿐인데도 구조적으로 비틀림 하나 없이 착착. 잠깐. 내
How
설명을
did they
듣는
expect you to
지도
read
않고
all of that, by the way?
듣기 싫다면 그 신체를 긁어서라도 잊지 못할 감상을 새겨줄 수밖에.
Anyway, let's go read this story, shall we? Before moving on to the event. You sure this is the docent's artwork? Hold on. Did it have any fur? Where are the claws? No way the docent would skip using a wolf as the motif of her piece. Maybe you didn't examine it thoroughly enough. Did! Right there, see? There's an autograph on this side. That's Miss Rodion's, all right. Anyone who joins the School of Fauvism carries a beast or two tucked away within their heart. Yeah, inside of you, there are 2 wolves. One of them is stupid, and the other one is also stupid. Both of their names are Moon Moon. Some cuddle up to a cat. Others leash a dog. Or a goat even. Tied real close to the core of who they really are. Well, doesn't mean they can actually handle it, but hey, everyone's got at least one they draw from for their inspiration. And in my case, it's a wolf. The most stereotypical furry. A wolf. Honestly, fair enough. A whale, though. That's rather unexpected. Do you think she's decided to switch styles? That can't be right. How many artists do you know who survived those reinventions? Sure, changing the beast you're gonna stick with is a hot topic in the School of Fauvism. But I say, that's the kind of nonsense idiots with no eye for beauty like to chew on. Anyone with a halfway decent eye would have clocked it already. I'm still running with a wolf. Yep, still there, nestled in my heart and my work. Hasn't gone anywhere. Hear them? Hello? Didn't I tell you to keep it down during viewing hours? The wolves have ears around here. Don't let that little bird going around telling people stuff hear ya, if you know what I mean. Well, the students are making a valid point. Chasing trends, flipping identities on a whim. It's an ugly sight, to be frank. I know. It does kind of look like you're not committing to your inspiration. Folks get satisfied with a shallow little scratch and they call it a day. Not my thing at all. I mean, are we saying that we should be like Nickelback and just make the same song over and over again? Yeah, not a lot of people pull that off and make it work, right? Besides the maestro, anyway. Well, the maestro's an outlier who has an exceptional understanding and affection for every beast. No, I do agree. Like, I'm a fan of Ali Project, and a lot of their music sounds the same. So, like, hey, like, if you gotta, if you like doing what you do, and like, if it doesn't matter if it's like derivative of your own work or something, you're still enjoying it. People still enjoy it. What's the problem? She returns from each excursion with a new fixation, yet seems to deepen the profundity of her work all the more. True. And looks like she's back from a little excursion to the outskirts this time. Rodion always gives off mature vibes. Alright, like, yes, she's often quite silly, but like, when she's just sort of like standing there, she's definitely like the mature, like, One-san sort of character, right? Especially when sort of like dressed in a suit. Which, I mean, like, Limbus Company, like, suits. In any case, it would be prudent to address the students' concerns. They might just walk away with the wrong impression otherwise. Until she opens her mouth. Yes. Will you be walking them through an interpretation of that piece? Still on the fence, honestly. I'm hoping one of them would connect the dots without me having to draw the lines for them, you know? I don't know, Kuro. Why are you getting mummy vibes? Planning on playing some Goo Goo Babies after the stream? They always say what matters is only the things that your eyes can see. If everything has to be so conspicuous, where's the fun in that? Sorry, I tease. You're not getting into Uma. I mean, you stepped your foot in with the movie, right? Really just gotta go with a little bit further. Just a little bit further. I guess even a single layer of interpretation's already too subtle for the student's artistic perception. Just another foot in. Fangs sunk into the whale hide. Sinews stretched tight to keep it unrolled. All of them pulling together like a pack on the hunt. Yeah, the game is genuinely a huge time sink if you're going to play it. Like 100% a time sink. Can't recommend. That ferocious medium, taken from wolves, makes the real hidden artwork. It's just sort of like a negative space sort of dealio, huh? If they'd just look a little closer at the seams, they'd be blown away by the intent of the maker. I know it feels like a waste of educational material to spell it out, but perhaps you could give them some guidance. A proper lecture to toss them a bit of inspiration. Yeah, no worries, Kuro. The students' grades lately, let's just say they've seen better days. They probably haven't been exposed to the more recent iteration of artworks. Not exactly a promising batch, huh? Well, that one over there, and maybe the other one too. That one? Nah. Seeing his artwork is like staring at something that's been declawed before it even learned to scratch. No creativity, No curveballs. Just straight lines and monotony. What if she's talking about Maso? Is Maso like a student, Balbus, rather than a docent? Still, his grasp on the theory is flawless. Oh, but I do understand why he doesn't stand out in your eyes, Roger. You've always been exceptional at encapsulating verity in artworks since your student days. Your old piece, Hunger, Thirst, it's still being exhibited, you know. One of the few student artworks deemed worthy of a pedestal of its own. Makes sense that Rodion would make an artwork with that title. Hey, you've got to be kidding me! Things still up? Hunger, Thirst. Subpar junk I slapped together with whatever rotten scraps of meat and hide I could get my hands on. I was freezing my bones off, hungry as a wolf. Wasn't about chasing art, just needed something to catch the ring's eye. Figured if I got noticed, I didn't have to go to sleep hungry. Didn't know a damn thing about fundamentals back then. Yet, people couldn't take their eyes off it. What was the critique again? Apparently, it laid bare the hunger of a beast and the brutality that stems from it. It represents the duality of man. That's what Rodion was doing going into it. Like, fuck this. I've got a presentation due tomorrow morning, and I haven't done anything. Just slap this thing together. Apparently it's good. Thought you'd be more flattered. Actually, I'm not a huge fan. It's fine, yeah, but it's just grubby. Not that I don't get why people are reacting like that. I mean, we created if I tried. Not in a million years. Fair enough. And let's leave it at that, shall we? I've got some money in my pocket now. Actually splurge on whatever materials caught my eye without a second thought. I get to put together some solid pieces and even go out on hunts. But when I created that piece, this kind of life wasn't even on the table. Yeah, now I understand what they mean by verity when they talk about that artwork of mine. I would never want to go back to those days just to encapsulate that kind of verity. Alright, guess I'll schedule a lecture session tomorrow. Yeah, Rodion embodying the starving artist right there, it seems, who is no longer starving. Busy today? Mm-hmm. Got some business at the House of Spiders. So, the rumors of its collapse were true after all. But is there anything there worth picking up? The last person who went said it remained much the same. Just corporist works cluttering the place. There's gotta be something waiting there if the Maestro is sending me out for anything that needs collecting, right? Who knows? Maybe it's finally come together. The long-held wish the House of Spiders has been weaving for ages. Yeah. I talked big game, but figures. Nothing I didn't expect to see. You can't ride the same success forever just because it used to pay off. I'd be willing to cut it loose when it starts going stale. People get bored fast these days. If your piece can't be branded with the word groundbreaking, viewers will just walk right past it. I mean, just look at this place. This gallery must have been lacking visitors enough for some strays to just walk in and build themselves a cozy little nest right in the open. I can see every bit of you. No point playing coy behind that pillar. Come on. Get out here before things get awkward. Ah, yes, the Wayfarer door breach team. I've been hearing about this. More and more uninvited guests wandering the corridors without a guide, without a sense of occasion. Yeah, it's got the door breakers in the background over there. So, is it between us? Have we met before? Is this our first meeting? Not to tell with those tasteless masks you're wearing. Your outfits are a bit different from the last ones I saw. Logo, though. Yep, same crowd. So many artworks crammed in here, you couldn't even begin to count them all. Somehow, all space feels hollow. Word is, Corporist Maestro hasn't had a real spark in decades. Lost his edge and faded like a candle that burned out. It really shows, walking through here. All the same stuff everywhere I look. Same patterns, same ideas. There I've seen somewhere before. Wonder people say the school of corporism is way past its prime. Normally, trespassers in the corridor get torn apart on sight without any questions asked. But hey, maybe you're the last audience the House of Spiders Gallery's ever gonna get. Feels like a waste not to give you even a simple tour, right? Even a dump like this deserves a final hurrah before it disappears. There's plenty of detail and intent here to talk about. Not like it's hard to play curator either. This is Door Breach Team 5. We've encountered the ring. Requesting confirmation of any viable escape routes. One. See how the arteries and veins are stitched together? Each thread woven one strand at a time. A duet of blood vessels. The artist went out of his way to almost completely drain the blood, meaning, instead of color, it's all about the elasticity and tension in the vessels. Now, this is the kind of art you wouldn't even try if you were not confident with delicate improvisation. I won't lie, this is one of those areas where I just fall flat. If some student brought this in, I'd be like, darling, you've got some serious talent, and mentor them myself. From a maestro, kind of underwhelming, don't you think? Enemy has begun commentary on human-based artwork within the corridor. Likely a docent of the ring, then. How should we proceed? Oh, and this one here reserves the dying scream. See this part? Press that. Hear the shriek? This whole setup, with an emphasis on the scream sound, how should I put this? It feels kind of dated. For iterations like these, the trend today is something with a more refined style. A little touch to soften the scream into a melody, or instead of screams, put in something that gives you a glimpse of that last bit of hope of making it out alive. All the details put into this, it's so old-fashioned. Still, you'd think this would be a bit much for people who've never known art their whole lives. But hey, you're all holding up surprisingly well. They're suspicious, to be honestly. Probably been zipping all over the place in these corridors. Seen a few of the ring's exhibits. Or you've run into the afflatus that exists between corridors. Could be both. Continue recording both the commentary and physical characteristics of the enemy. The logical conclusion regarding the identity of the subject points towards her being the ring's docent. However, The subject may also be a culmination of an unknown phenomenon or a lost mimicking human form. In which case... Alright, moving on to the next piece. Excuse me, you guys even listening? I mean, sure, points for taking notes and all, but art isn't something you memorize from a note. You're supposed to really feel it. Take it in with your whole body. Subject has stopped the commentary. The device has been set up. Should we withdraw, sir? Let's do that. Fall back for now. See, this is why quality matters when it comes to the viewers. I'm out here narrating, taking the time to walk them through all this. They're not even pretending to listen. They're just tapping away on some weird gadgets. I mean, seriously, who goes into a museum and pulls out their phone, just looking at that instead of looking at the exhibits around them? Culture is wasted on the swill. Now they're running off without leaving any proper comment on their impression. Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have it your way. And so, I grabbed that bright red line, made of braided blood vessels and tendons. Just yank it tight. One go. All snap into place, battering out this sharp little rhythm. And along those taut strings, the bones of beasts line up all neat and pretty. There's a unique structural beauty when it all falls into place. All units, disperse and relocate via designated routes. Avoid engagement and move to adjacent corridors. Ah! No! She's too far! Flattened and crushed, torn and ripped apart. The uninvited guests are sprayed and splashed across the snow-white walls, leaving crude streaks of red lines. It's a form of art too intense and overwhelming for the undeserving. Once you've breathed in the sight, there's no helping it. It dig a scar into your sensibilities for life. I do enjoy, like, the ramblings of an insane artist. Alright, let's go do our final uptie. Alright. 13 on that one. Seems a little bit low, but I gets bonuses at least for there. And that's a reuse coin with 4 negative effects, huh? Alright. Interesting. Okay, need less negative effects there. Still need 6 for that one. To upgrade to this. Alright. Here we go. Alright. So we'll be bringing her along for this next match and see how that goes. We'll bring Otis as well because she's a student. So. Let's get started then. So, Saru. Alright. So, yep, story mode. Here's selection.
내 작품 또 보고 싶었나 봐.
녹슨 총의 날카롭지 않은 화살초.
I do kind of want you on first.
걸맞는 곳이어야 할 거다.
나를 점 찍었다면
가시죠. 가시죠. 화투페이.
아 뭐야?
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면.
Yep, go with that, I think. Kind of overloaded on yellows, could use a few more greens. this is acceptable.
주군께서 군주가 나선다. 소재가
We still need
준비됐소.
to upgrade you at some point to for the benefit of students, but yeah. Okay, let's go.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated doors with the highest probability of leading into the Rings Gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but... Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying you have more to tell us about gates? Doors? Yep. That door over there? Pretty sure it connects to N-Corp's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some canned... or whatever it was. That'd be canned experiences, I believe. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around the handle? I would go there to cross out vengeances. From what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by some subsidiary or something. Like earlier, when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a single door, Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. I mean, at least this time we've sort of like proven that we'll stick our necks out for her, so... She's far more cooperative than anticipated. Even after that Alan character roughed her up, from what I hear. Yeah. You'd think she'd clam up out of spite. Wonder if she changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nonetheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us. I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know? Alright then. Based on the intel, please proceed by investing the safest doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and let you know which ones you need to enter. Alan tinkered with the devices around him and flashed a couple of doors with blue light. Guess that means we start with those. Where do you guys want to go first? They all look about the same. We'll just start with the closest one. Well, Alan did say these are the safest ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. We're gonna have to do them all anyway, right? Just as I reached for the nearest door as Heathcliff told me to, Yoshu suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door. It feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Yoshu stopped speaking when a fragmented memory, painted over in parts, slipped into my mind. Sorry. It hurts a lot. It hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's go for a walk. I don't remember much about it. That memory just now, could it be tied to Araya? Let's start with that door. Okay. This one, yeah? Here we go! Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. And the place is... Judging by its state, seems to be a welfare facility located within a nest. Most likely a park. Oh, every sod walking gears are dragging some animal along. Means they've got money to burn. Proper ritual at this place. the walk that Astrio she mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Saru? Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy though. Saru was a bit big by then. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Aw, poor Saru. Why isn't she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Wanna go for walkies? I love walkies, don't you, Saru? There's this workshop Dad always visits. The door there's connected to a park. We can go right now. Ryoshu's childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. That was her as a kid? Verily! Such gentleness doth seem most unlike thee, young Ryoshu. Hey, clock. Who said you could show them my memories willy-nilly? No, Come on. You know it's not something I can control. TV. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Yoshu's past. This time, though, the memories seemed to manifest for everyone around. Like what we experienced in H-Corp, but with Honglu. Which probably means... Why are you all staring at me? That's so random! What the hell? Did you not see that just now? See what? You guys zoning out together? Yes, it doesn't apply to Kira. Then again, unlike how it was between Lin Daiyu and Honglu, Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense. Was that adorable hound thy companion of old, young Ryoshu? Indeed, my one and only best friend. And because of that, Saru. He locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment. A spiral driven through her. A first ever leash. Looking back, might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner. To inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal! How can such wickedness be born? What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why. It was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain. And I shut myself in my room, crying. You were? Not someone else? Who else? See, it was me. Even after witnessing the fragment of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Listo offered a solution. He said he would give me a gift the next day. What I received was something he called the Beastbone Blade. A canter that whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing. Ew. Way! Always knew there was something creepy with Robo-Unk. So, how he killed your dog, huh? No. he didn't kill Saru. That Kanto was alive. Did he just say alive? Bloody hell. Oh, right nut of that psycho. I have said this before, this series is fucked up. Welcome to Project Moon, Kurabachi. Glad to have you along. Hopefully you will enjoy your journey with us today. And hopefully I'll see you for next stream as well. Again, thank you very much for joining this stream. I do appreciate you coming by. Eyes were embedded in it like ornaments, and stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat, so it was quaking with fear. As long as it's not on the train. It's a horrible sight. I felt pity. So shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. Oh, what me thinking of here and all that. Why do you still mess with that art thing then? Let's be honest. After seeing something like that, you want to steer well clear, yeah? Right? Those things he called artworks were also cursed. Straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I haven't really checked out other ring artworks outside Albina and her nurse fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that, but yeah, their stuff never gave me any art vibes, for real. I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first. Yet, as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste. Thou findest appeal in those grotesque creations? From what you've told me about Callisto, it looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. There's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and thus must never expect the understanding of others. That is true. The whole concept of the author is dead. People will extract meaning from a piece, despite whatever meaning you yourself have put into it. Now, obviously, the author's opinion of a work is still important, despite the whole author is dead argument. But just because their opinion is absolutely important does not make the opinions of the viewer unimportant. Although hopefully they do actually put some work into trying to understand the piece instead of just looking at it and deriving the strangest of meanings. Uncanny, horrible. There's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. Say I quite get it, but if you say so. Bloody hell. We end up getting used to that kind of thing. Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it. Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for... Is that a beep? The scabbard moved, and Ryoshu came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, so it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors. From nightmares. In the House of Spiders? There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day? I need to check on something. We've seen enough here. Let's go back. Yeah. Let's. Nothing else worth checking out. Nothing else worth checking around here anyway. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryoshu back. She stood in front of the artworks, covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thought. Here. There used to be a huge artwork displayed here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him. The bastard went out fussing, saying he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. Mummy! What's wrong? Over there! Ooh. Araya's been eliminated. Seems. It's always dark, sort of like actually seeing it. Like, it's one thing being told about the whole erasure. It's another sort of seeing it, like similar to the whole Kathy thing with Heathcliff. Thought I told you to keep the exhibition in your room. Ah, you've returned, Yoshihide. I decided to attempt installation art of a somewhat larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery. Mummy, people were screaming. Dearest Yoshihide, Araya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem? It would. You liking it and me acquiring the taste doesn't mean Araya will. Let's get you back to our room. I was hugging something in my arms. It was crying. Saru? No. Too big to be Saru. The lacerated memories can never be made whole, no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Yoshu everything we knew about Araya. It'd never truly reach her. I see. This hollow void. This must be Araya. The sensation and emotion, what's been emptied, begin to entangle with Ryoshu's memories. And that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The soft rattle Araya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with this small step. Alright, time to check out the next door. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out. Unfortunately, none of the places we ended up at stirred Ryoshu's memories any further. Pretty much nothing here. I think we're done. What the? How did we get in here? Startled, Kira pointed ahead, where figures wearing animal masks were holding what looked like massive lumps of flesh, hidden behind a tent of sorts. Oh, hey, it's the whole Roger plotline with the whole docent stuff. Looks like they broke through while we were gone. It wasn't so protected as we thought. Those ring assailants from before? Didst thou not say thou hast sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more? They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route, another back door. As you can see, their objective appears to be the retrieval of the Ring Nurse Father's artworks. Get on with it! We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out. Wait, but I thought Robo Unk was washed. It's got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Does his artwork possess value in and of itself? Or is it just a case of posthumous premium of death effect? Think about it. Ah yes, the artist has died, therefore the value of the art has gone up. Some of the pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are of little value to both our companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them. Pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labeled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name in their description plaques. Pretty unsavory. They may be occupied with transporting those objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfarer and LCE personnel stationed here, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation. Yeah, Otis is right. Better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we've got another job to do. Lend me a hand. The radio didn't buzz with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine.
세피라들도 결국 내 편을 설 수밖에 없을 거야.
Okay, yeah, so they've got offense level up because of the whole docent thing that you have. I don't think I'll get your voice lines or anything, because you're going to be silent due to the whole Malkuth thing. Anyway, it's just these dudes again, so we're just going to play things normally. I want a power strike. Let's go with that. Go with that. Over here. No, I don't want to do that because that's going to activate your thing early. Good. Damn it, Kira, do better.
아이씨, 짜증나게. 그래, 흔들렸군.
자, 봐라. 아까부터 두드려 맞더만 배급박이 헷가닥 해붙는 것 같다. 보기 주잡시게. 가서
That...
거시기 해보는 것이 안 낫겠냐?
need red with you, right? Yes. I wish it marked it here similar to the flowers there, but oh well. I suppose you could like use ego attacks as well, right? Go with that. Bang bang. Over here. And there.
하고들 시간이다. 잔무에. 태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네.
나쁘지 않고.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
There you go. You got it, Kira.
방심해.
결정.
Oh, you upgraded fast.
불확실한 것은 없네.
언제 봐도 믿기지 않아. 이렇게나 조용한 곳이 곧 아비규환으로 변할 거란 사실이.
You want red again, right? Yes. with red. Go there. Okay.
예측할 수 없게. 지금 완전 사람들이랑 공허대가.
Oh, there we go. Kosan activated.
이 정도쯤은
그만 찰줄 알았으면 빨리 좀 하지 그랬냐?
운명적인 죽음일세.
Oh. Oh shit, she's evolved.
있잖아. 사실 마법 소녀들은 항상 인력난에 시달리거든.
Yeah, so Lathabism looks like that is what triggers.
아니야.
Yeah, Lathabism Mask de Loup, right? Yeah, okay. Any one of the following is met. Inflicted Pallet Vibrante 3 times. Used Critique twice, or use Burst Forth from the Crimson Under. Yeah, which we did there. We used that. And yeah, so increased speed, inflict more bleed and thinking. And also extra count as well if they've got a lot of that on them. And you just got that for the rest of the fight. Cool. All right. Anyway, we got our ad break, so we're gonna pause the game here, and we will be back in a few minutes. All right. See you shortly. Alright, I have returned. Also, hey there, Senpai. Yeah, but as I was sort of saying, Rodion is more One-san rather than Oka-san. Oh, and thank you very much, Ada, for the 71 months of subscription. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This reminds me how long I've been streaming for. Alright. Let's resume the game, shall we? Also hope you're able to get some sleep, Senpai. Alright. That was, yeah, that was everlasting. Yeah, go with that. Okay, yeah, now we're getting some petals. You want blue, eh? I don't have blue, so let's just go snag Harpoon, actually. Get that forced down. And yeah, there we are. Need more, but Brain wanted you to get up. Yeah, fair enough. 1.2 Arknights patch? I thought Arknights was way be. Oh, you're probably talking about Enfield. Sorry, gotcha. That double snap? Having Gloom and Ego?
재밌네. 난 너희가 좀 더 어설플 거라고 생각했거든.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라. 고운
아이씨, 짜증나네.
재행 팬 그렇다면 무선.
Here he comes!
신뢰팀에서 다 망가뜨린 줄 알았는데 멀쩡한 장비가 많아서
効果的な攻撃でした。
Totally badass.
있잖아. 사실
Oh, yeah, so let's have ourselves a drink and stretch a little bit.
너희만 괜찮다면
Should have done that while I was on break. I could have done that then.
아니야. 그건 선택의 순간이 필요하니까. 내가 정할 순 없겠네.
Ooh.
아쉽다. 그치?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'll know not to do that next time. I kind of rested some weight on my leg. And I think I'm feeling that. Or that might have been like trying to do some squats, I don't know. Hope someone can play good cop for Kira and we get to keep her. Be a real shame if LCA decided to off her after this event. Hopefully not. I liked Kira from the start, so I would love if she got to like join the company for real or something like that. Similar to how Engdu and Kim did. Alright. Let's go there, there. Let's go here. You want Gloom again, right? No, she's alive. I'm fairly sure she's alive. Like they mentioned like she like basically like wrecked her arms in the fight, but they're gonna be fixing them. I think that's what happened in the epilogue of the previous canto.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리.
이것 봐. 한 상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아.
살고자 하는
I
모든
trust
것들과
cybernetic implants more than boluses.
무덤으로 돌아.
방금 멈췄어. 너의 사랑이 제압했고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 적인 피해량인 것 같아. 그러면 승리도 시간 문제겠지? 미래를 과거와 같이. 지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가.
Then maybe you're just hoping that she becomes like a rabbit girl or something. With this, the last of the ring's infiltrators have been eradicated. Is that all of them? Ryoshu kept glancing around, as if searching for someone, but fortunately, no other ring members were in sight. Right, but where the hell were those lot coming from anyway? Weren't just the first wave? That more of the swords legging it from the back like they've been lurking somewhere else. According to the tracking logs recorded by the surveillance devices installed here, they appear to have crossed over from another corridor. Another corridor? What precisely does the designation "another corridor" refer to? Ah, yeah, true. The room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall correctly, designated it as the corridor of the middle, Nurse Father. Oh. I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We are planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia cataloging the notable characteristics of these corridors and all of their connection loci. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Kira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she'd just locked in on a decision. Sure, I've got stuff to tell you. Like, hella stuff. Some parts are kinda fuzzy, not gonna lie, but I can still recall like 20 places clear enough. I mean, it was home for me and Papa, so... I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as a home. My memories of it are all fragments at best. The scabbard gave a faint, restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshu in the only way it could. Hey, Swoggy! Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this one as well. Only time you'd say cybernetics are better than organic are feet, because your high arch feet suck. I mean, nothing's stopping you from getting, like different feet, right? Like, are you just talking about just regenerating, like, what you've got? Like, yeah, sure, you get your high arch feet back, but Like, nothing's stopping you from getting like a different sort of organic feat. Like, you might go for like a Velociraptor feat or something. How you going anyway, Swaggy? Hope you're doing alright. Oh, did I read that one? Yeah. And accompanied by its tremors, we began our move towards the corridor of the middle. We're going to be getting more combat now that the House of Spiders has been broken
모처럼
into.
괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니 벌써 애를 전부 채웠군. 방지할 사고도 해야 할 뒤처리도 없나. 돌아가지.
I see. Got another fight over here. I should probably go and do that mirror dungeon sometime tomorrow. So that I can possibly get more resources to go towards getting... Yep, see, Maso is a student. So that would be a good combo to go with the Rodion one, who is a docent. Tired, almost crashed out because of work, but when you wanted to resign, you found out that they legitimately like the work that you've been doing. Alright. Well, definitely, consider what's important for yourself. It's good that work considers you valuable, absolutely. But also consider what's best for yourself as well. Okay. Actually, hold on. I need to quickly go AFK for a few minutes. Normally I try and save that for the break. But yeah, something's come up, so just give me a few minutes, okay? Sorry about that. Anyway, let's resume the game, shall we? Okay. Cool. Oh, Skylar, thank you very much for the subscription. I do appreciate it. That's 22 months. Well done for sticking around that long. Yeah, hopefully you're doing all right. So let's resume, shall we?
뱃대에서 내려 전장으로.
Heck? Swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? What not? I aspire to the half of thy worldly possessions. Articulated fixer figurines, video game cartridges. I'm not talking about my toy box, Kay. I have hella many of them anyway. My TV's gone. Couch too. As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Interesting choice of a theft target. Oh, those? LCE researchers hauled them away. From the sound of it, they're going to set them up in their staff lounge. As for the leather and the ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off. Yeah? Otis seemed to notice something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. Corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with feigned nonchalance. Who knows? With sufficient cooperation, perhaps they'd become more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Assuming much? I never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell you all what I know, so come this way if you want in. These two doors here, made from paper and wood. They connect to S Corp. And that one, reinforced with steel, that one leads to B Corp. Back streets, where, having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door Wayfarer Company had asked us to explore led. There are so many different portals here to different parts of the city. This can absolutely make things really convenient. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. But I can imagine Wayfarer Company wanting to make this their new headquarters or a base of some sort, considering they want to be the new W Corp, right? Good work. All data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation. Until there was just one back door left to open. I know this isn't anything new, but I want to say, these back doors are just too bloody convenient. And portals too. Ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me you'll outpace your business rival in no time. I'm a bit hard-pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiment when it comes to using back doors and portals, but since your intention was to claim Wayfarer's superiority over the current W Corp, I'll take that as a compliment. Did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff. Aptly said. While this has been a workday relatively free of casualties, thanks to the quality information you have provided, I do understand that Wayfarer Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities, whose exact natures haven't even been confirmed yet, that appear in the liminal space between paths. Yeah, that sort of came up a little bit in in Roger's Falvis storyline. They talked about her possibly being like some sort of monster in the past, posing as a Falvis. It also costs a pretty penny to keep the secured path, well, secure. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering that we are also trying to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. It must be one of his precautions, just in case. I mean, going into a portal to an unknown area, like you don't know if it's going to be like immersed in water, if the air is going to be toxic, things like that. Maybe his dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction to anything hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by most horrors. Still, our work's gotten considerably easier for this job, thanks to the help from everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I'd expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door. It's the door Papa used to walk through all the time. I followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed over the threshold, a breeze carrying an oddly familiar, salty smell tickled the tip of my nose. One of my clock hands. This one connects us somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems. Giant Stingray port ship, huh? Break was fine, Swoggy. Is this the hair place? Is this the place to get, like, luscious locks? The place that Heathcliff stole the hair coupons? Welcome to U-Corp's Giant Stingray port ship. Stingray, huh? Does that ring a bell? Hang on a minute. It's that place, isn't it? That port ship that has Salon de Malou, the private hair salon. Oh fuck. Are we going to run into a certain Ricardo here? Panic! Panic, everyone! Heathcliff chimed in with a shudder, as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him. Oh! Doth it signify, then, that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious? Heathcliff absolutely deserves luscious hair. Oh, quit with that luscious nonsense, lass. Why encourage me now when you were so cavalier about blasting my villainous ass back at the lake? Indeed. Alas, 'tis true that punishment wrought upon our merry band hath severely outweighed the crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the coupons to use would remedy thy pain a smidge? Buggering. I ain't even got anyone to spruce up for anymore. Wait, then can I use them? We were regulars at that Malou place, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor, and he'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits, you see. So are we even yapping about all excited? Kira, who seemed ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause, like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed a pebble away. Looking back, yes, Papa did hella care for me. So why? But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out of there, even though they didn't know me so well. know with that jacket and hood up. I thought Kira was like 12. Well, fair enough. I didn't think she was 12 myself. I thought maybe late teens. Why is it gotta be so complicated? Matthias gave you that unaesthetic BC? The heck's a BC? Bowl cut. Bro, listen. Like I said, that's not how you shorten these things. Fucking Ryoshu. For some reason, Ryoshu seemed almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. Yeah, that's also like Araya as well. It was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our bus journey. Thinking back, ever since Sinclair's translations became reliable enough, the sinners had less reason to voice their frustrations with Ryoshu's acronyms, which, in turn, gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose. Yeah. If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humor. From what I recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. It must have been annoying to play along. At first, but the more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit, though. I know aught of that conflict within thee. Well, it's not necessarily the problem with retro games. It's the fact that Matthias is essentially forcing his interests upon the next generation. It's an incredibly uncool thing to do, that. Like, sure, I get wanting to sort of like share your interests with like your children or whatever, but like sometimes that's not necessarily going to click. And he's not doing it like to introduce them to something cool. He's doing it solely for himself. It's not the action of a loving parent, is what I'm sort of saying. He sees his children, his apprentices, as like essentially dolls, I would say, like or mini hymns, like something to like pets. Yeah, that's how he sort of sees his children and apprentices. Trifling and apocryphal they may be, yet we are all compelled to peer hindwards at the interests of the family. Yeah. I wanted to know what Papa was into, to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject, so... And, yeah, I imagine Matthias was not reciprocal in this. He did not take an interest in Kira's interests, in Ryoshu / Yoshihide's interests. They tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide learned this in 2 days, or, yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know? Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. Yeah, and, like, there's not... Like, you don't have to be interested in everything that someone else is interested in, of course. But like, you should, like, do your best not to discourage them, right? Like, tell someone that you don't care about them, like, gushing about, like, their latest passion, whether it's Uma Musume or like a new drawing that they've done, or a book that they've just read. That's just discouraging, and aside from making that person less likely to want to talk about that sort of thing with you in the future, it also like stops you from potentially learning about something interesting that you might be interested in yourself. So yeah, dude, and people should definitely try to sort of like at least like listen, like when people are passionate about something, right? I once thought of him the same as you do now. Good man, at least among the nurse fathers, caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day, I realized that he'd never understand the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it. Yeah, exactly. Just wanna keep that for posterity's sake, because yeah, he doesn't care about the things that Ryoshu or Kira care about. One day, thou sayest? Pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man? That I don't remember when or why. Just that it happened. Yeah, like basically out of all of them, Callisto seems to have been the best nurse father, as horrible as he is. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school. Bullshit. I've never been to school. I've never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias must have been talking out of his ass again. Huh? No way, bro! I even saw a clip of it! I do like how Kira is just like bro to everyone. What? Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure. But I don't... As Kira went on, Ryoshi's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory had been mutilated. Ryoshi didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it, and she said that she'd never been to school and had never even wanted to. And I want to glimpse that fragment of memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There is a subsidiary of the Ring. Academy. Sure it was a school? Not like an art academy or something like it? Right. That kind of makes more sense. Yeah. Must have been an academy, not a school. Academy of Art. Ryoshi muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned towards me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack. Ah! Then, lightly smacked me upside the head with a scabbard. You know what? I think this Intervallo is addressing like some criticism that I saw of the previous Kanto. I know some people complained about it like not focusing enough on Ryoshu. I didn't have that problem personally, though like I do sort of get what people are saying in that there was a whole lot of other shit going on there as well, like with all the distortion detective stuff going on, and Gregor and Sinclair getting some peak moments as well. This Intervallo is definitely sort of like slowing things down a bit to go a bit further into Ryoshi's backstory, which I think is neat. Yeah, there were absolutely a lot of things going on there. Like, I do see where they're coming from. I personally was fine with the previous Kanto. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot. I wouldn't say it was my favorite Kanto, but I liked it. Yeah. So this Intervallo is helping with those criticisms by helping to center Ryoshu. What was that for? This memory sucks. Look, I would have been fine just without it. At least I got to remember the incident. Changed my perspective on Matthias. Did she perhaps draw something at Art Academy and Matthias didn't care about it? Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. I didn't have an issue. Why do we need to have a lead up? That just makes things predictable, right? Dad? How do I go to a school? School, Yoshihide? Well, I don't see why you would wish, let alone need, to go to such an institution when we nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education you require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the nest's formulaic educational systems. But Dad, I saw him in a picture book, and I don't have any friends here. Oh, Rian and his pointless. But it is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There is an Academy of Art, a subsidiary of the Ring. Companionship with other talented children of approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshihide's growth. I wonder if Matthias, refused to let her go to school. Because, he just wants to keep her around in order to entertain him. The prescript approves. But, Listo, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, and puppet of the prescripts, by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice? Of what is right or wrong? Hey, Reek! Hope you're doing all right, and thank you very much for joining in. And yeah, Callisto does seem to be the best nurse father, certainly, with how everything's going. Callisto, the man who ensured that a child was exposed to huge amounts of dead bodies in order to create art out of them, who turned Ryoshi's pet dog into a sword, a living sword, by the way, and yet it remains the best nurse father. And yeah, good night, Kuro. I hope you sleep well. Alright. And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. Really funny how all the nurse fathers got removed from their respective fingers for one good reason or another, and Callisto's reason is that they don't like his art. Yeah, your art is trash. You're trash. To be fair, like, that is what the ring is all about. Like, they are purely there for the art. And, like, he's, like, good technical skills, but, like, he's not an artist, I guess, is what I'm sort of getting from all the criticism being laid at him. Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. I just preserved Callisto as best nurse father. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with other kids. No, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would, and all we ever did was nod along to the lecturers and spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Alright, class, today we're going to be dissecting a kidney. Now, obviously, the subject is currently alive, so make sure you tie them down tight, and use the correct scalpel in the process. You don't want to cut too deeply and mar the body, but you need to be able to cut deep enough that you don't just scratch the skin. And thank you very much for the follow, Reek. Welcome to the Fox Shrine. I hope you enjoy your stay. Actually, that's a good point, Swoggy. They might be using all sorts of different tools in order to do their dissections and artworks, because, like, hey, this is a class, right? And they're probably going to provide multiple tools for students to do artwork. Although, let's probably also have rules. Like today, this is going to be like a pointillism class, for instance. So we're sticking with the needles and other sorts of like things that do like puncture wounds or whatever. Our lesson today will focus on corporist techniques. Now, take a good look at the diagram here, then the mannequins before you. Weave the blood vessels in the same pattern as the diagram, and you know why we're even learning about corporist stuff in this day and age. Oh man, everyone hates corporism. Right? I don't get what the point of this slog is. Tying and shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink could do better. I've read that in a book. I'm more excited to learn about Cubist technique than this crap. I'm curious about when we might be getting Cubist ring members. I do want to know more about that. Oh, some of these art styles are legitimate art styles, by the way. Cubism and pointillism were legitimate art styles in the like late 19th, early 20th centuries, I want to say. Obviously, Cubism was the big thing about Picasso. I don't know so much about Pointillism, admittedly. I think that one was a little bit of a flash in the pan in terms of like that sort of art style not sticking around for too long. But yeah, those two, like those are genuine, like real life art styles that you can actually do some research on if you feel like it. Always good to do some research. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even a part of the curriculum? It's just boring, shallow gore stuff. I mean, I don't think that necessarily everything the Ring does has to do with corpses. Now, obviously, like, they are using, like, bodies as art, but, like, I imagine you could do, like, pointillist art, like, using, like, the blood from a person or something like that, and, like, the viscera. So you're not turning the human corpse into, like, a work of art rather than using their body as materials. Minimalism, however, as a Ring art style, maybe you'd sort of try to do something to do with like negative space? I don't know. I would be interested in seeing it though. No, it's gory, but it's boring and shallow. Excuse me. Oh, sneezing. It's boring and shallow only because you guys are bad at it. What? Ah, you mad because your daddy's a lame corporist? Oh, is he? No wonder her stuff is just as... Ow! I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Them bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family, like Matthias did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike. That's all. Just one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids will be kids and all that. I'm home, Dad! Hey, buddy! You're home early? Aw, man. Must have been playing rough today, huh? Oh, you've got dust all over. Got into a fight. A fight? Yeah. They kept saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smacked them. Yeah, I think you've got the same idea as me, Ada. And he's just gonna go to school and go to school on them and kill all the students. And oh, now Yoshihide's no longer going to Art Academy because it's been destroyed. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek, but it's okay because I punched them this many more times. Did I do good? Ah, that's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, got some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on a coloring book? Daddy'll be home before you know it. I get the feeling that his art style is gonna be more into modernism, I think. Actually, no. No. Paleolithic art. That's what his art style is. There we go. Alright. Okay. Is it bro business? Splatter art. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of when I said modernism. But yeah, splatter art is probably... that's probably the right term, yeah. No, it's... definitely business. It's all about family. I ain't seeing what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them snotty sods don't learn respect unless you beat it into them. If only it'd been a simple-minded fool like you, that story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. What? Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You hurt a member of the family? Automatically gets written up in the book. Yeah. And he did what he did in the end. Huh? Ah, there you are, Yoshihide! Is class starting already? Ah, my diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ring bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, and there are so many sniveling brats here. Well, as for their crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone would agree that they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. In that case, pursuant to the ad break, we will be back momentarily. Okay? See you shortly. Okay? All right. I need to get used to bloody clicking on the right thing. I've done that too many times this stream. All right, let's resume the game, shall we? All right. In that case, pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading. They clearly don't got much use for what sits on their shoulders, huh? How do you like it, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he? Senseless, barbaric violence! A cultured, uncivilized animal! Do not be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I have eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is a much more significant and prestigious institution this time. Oh no, is he going to destroy that academy as well? I assure you, even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did the previous academy. Don't wanna... Yoshihide? Don't question how a member of the Middle was able to enter a ring institution without being dogpiled by the entire syndicate. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, Matthias is probably, like, on the level of a great brother, maybe? I'm not sure. And there's probably not necessarily a maestro at that academy. Like, probably just 2 cents? Like, there's probably only so many maestros, right? It's not a place made for combat. Like, you're not going to fortify, like, absolutely every single location. Because that's just impractical. I don't want to go to an academy. I don't want to go. I don't need friends anyway. For all his posturing, nothing that was ever important to me or any significance to Matthias. Yeah, every single time Ryoshu got even the slightest bit inconvenience, whether she cared about it or not, Matthias would be there to make a pig's breakfast of it, and do as the Middle does. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. I wanna screen cap that as well. So, I hope that he, more than anyone, would never find out about the things I held dear. So I was afraid he would take them away from me, like he did the others. But it'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety. I was worried about. I don't remember what. But I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So, whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. Alright. I'll have to have a closer look at that when I eventually unlock the new Musou. The scabbard, which had been stirring lightly as Ryoshu recounted her past, soon began to rattle audibly. It's doing that thing again. Ryoshu patted the scabbard with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scabbard that was once Araya, a memory without attachment. It appeared to me almost as though she was pacifying a crying child. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen, yet faintly expectant gaze between Ryoshu's scabbard and my device. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. Catherine's existence, unlike Araya's, was erased by the Golden Bough itself. I doubt this device could do anything to Heathcliff at this point. From everything we know, the ring nurse father seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood. Even Otis just outright saying it at this point. Ah, yeah. Didn't know that Robo-Unc was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you wanted, and even got angry on your behalf? Oh. Easy memories. Almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. It was made of heads. Heads? Yes. Decapitated heads from the incident at the academy, threaded together into a sculpture. Thinking back, it was one sorry excuse for an art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low-effort bullshit like that could make me feel better. I feel like that was Callisto, like, trying to give her a memory of her time at the academy that she enjoyed. Like, was it misguided? Absolutely. But that's Callisto trying his best to reach out to Ryoshu and, try and sort of, apologize and give her something as a memento of the time she went to school. Ugh. Would have spared us the details, lass. Well, with that covered, do you guys want to head back? Hang on. What's up? Gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back? Oh, shut it, you! Oh, that ain't it. Look there. Those blokes walking out of the salon. Shit, more Falvists. Falvists, ain't they? They found us. It would not be odd to find a field branch of the Ring's art movement in different districts of the cities. Not the city, especially that of the Falvist scale. However, various evidence, such as their masks, and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention, suggests that they are in the same pack as the one making regular incursions into the House of Spiders. This is LCB, speaking to Team Leader Alan, requesting immediate commencement of lockdown sequence. But copy that. Then why don't we... Holy shit, guys! Stop! Oh, bloody hell! What? You know where you are? You're smack dab in the middle protected turf. Pause a scene, and bros and sisters of the middle be here any second. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I've already drawn the Ring's unwanted attention. Certainly don't want the middle coming after us to the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you've got a GI. Talk. Ever played Whack-A-Mole? Why give ourselves a countdown? Just head back through the door now, and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk in through the door. She puts forth a sound strategy, Executive Manager. As long as there's no high-ranking officer among them, it would be to our benefit. Well then, let's do as Kira says. That was quick. Alan blinked, shooting us a puzzled look as our entire squad came pouring through the door long before he finished the lockdown sequence. Due to newly emergent complications past the door, we have concluded that this location is the optimal point to intercept and engage the infiltrators from the Ring. Otis is fine with good ideas. Like, she is a soldier at the end of the day. She's definitely, like, a bit of an asshole, certainly. But, like, a good officer does listen to those below them. Like, she specifically, like, talked about, like, the thumb and, like, how their like, ridiculous adherence to hierarchy was stupid. Like, way beyond the pole of having someone, like, be, like, combat effective. So yeah, like, Otis is not, like, a slavish devotee, and Niedermeyer, who won't listen to those beneath her status. This location, you say? Wait. That door leads to a zone under a syndicate or a wing's protection, isn't it? Better idea to fight here, then. Happy to work with someone quick on the uptake. Yeah, see? And also, Otis has been getting better over the course of the story. Like, you see this most notably in Don Quixote's canto, right at the end, where she makes herself vulnerable, and like from that point onwards, she's definitely like been a little bit more respectful, like genuinely respectful, instead of just being a kiss ass. But yeah, it wasn't long before the Falbus began rushing in through the open door. Want to summon them while they're relaxing, but, well, can't be helped. And I summoned the sinners back to work. Hello, boys! Switch on to Kira. Like, I went through all the effort of recruiting her, right? Okay.
요즘 같은 시대에 여러분처럼 이론보다 행동을 앞세운 실험 정신을 가진 사람들은 몇 없거든요.
Go with that. Yeah, here is fine. Yeah, go with that. Would prefer it reversed, but that's fine. Go there, and... Oh, but it's red.
사고될 시간이다. 잔우에.
Yeah. Also gives them an excuse to reuse background art instead of having to make new stuff. Okay, yeah, definitely do that. Go here. Yeah, more chances there. There. Okay, yeah, red will do that. With your stronger one. And yeah, there we go. Hey, missed out on one coin. Still one. Nice.
이것은 그 짝에 갖다 써야지. 별로 어려울 것 없잖아.
이제 싱크에선 벗어나니?
짜증나게.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
Nice. I don't have Ring Honglu, unfortunately, or Ring Faust.
불가능한 꿈이죠.
Kick that guy's ass!
이 정도쯤은
외워야 할 전리법과 특성.
There we go, Kira.
어릴 땐 몰랐어.
Feel for me.
왜 엄마가 삼촌들이랑 말도 못 섞게 했는지. 그 외부 강사들 손가락 안에서도 내로라
Maybe
하는
with that.
실력자들이었을 거야. 너희가 보여준 혹은 더 대단한 기술을 매번 엄마에게 가르쳐줬거든.
Double bang bang. Yeah. There, 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 and there. Okay.
일리 있는 의견이다. 그걸로 하자.
제약 계획의 규모가 너무 큰 거 아니야?
Yeah, I'm getting close to that point.
쉬엄쉬엄해도
I've unlocked most things. Definitely just about everything in the earlier seasons, except for the general stuff. Honestly, with the amount that I rolled to get Kira,
재밌네.
I can probably shard a few more things.
탕.
결정.
Nice.
초월. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네. 아까 어떤 직원이 제약 배치에 한 번에 피해련이야. 잠깐. 진짜? 왜 부서팀장을 안
Look
달아줬지?
at that. Yeah, you can blame with that. Yeah, follow the prescript. There we are.
일리 있는 의견이다. 그걸로 하자.
Yeah, I got Rodion like really fast. It took me a lot longer to get Kira. I'd much rather get Kira first and then just shard Rodion next week.
태어난 곳은
I'll actually probably shard some of the Honglu and Faust to get the resource boost. I've definitely got enough to do it. And triple blast. You didn't get the chance to let that off, did you? Alright.
불가 위야.
I had to prep for the Archives collab by buying egos for the last what was Lifetime Stew. Yeah, I did that as well actually. Yeah, I made sure to buy like every single ego to make sure I could get all the Arknights ones.
이것 봐. 한 상체를 제압하는 건 우리만의 충분하잖아. 완성. 돌아가면 의견을 나누지. 속삭.
Oh, big attack. Here we
보지
go.
않은 모든
Oh,
것들과
boy.
무덤으로 돌아가.
다 법을 이제야 좀 이해했고.
I don't know how many bloody attacks she gets though. Yeah, and there's Arknights. Don't get the chance though, because they're just using Malku.
우와, 지금 완전
And Kurusan as well, huh?
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네. 엔젤라님에게 잔뜩 칭찬을 들었겠어? 당신의 노고는 이곳을 좀 더 멋지게 바꾸는데 일조할 거예요. 같은
모처럼 괜찮은 예술을 보나 했더니 벌써 목, 애를 전부 채웠군. 방지할 사고도 해야 할 뒤처리도 없나.
Okay.
돌아가지.
Alright, so next up is a story chapter. So let's go do that then. Let's do that for now. Yeah. Miseries. Let's go. Okay, and that about wraps up the middles corridor. Thanks to you folks, we managed to cut the door cataloging workload by 80%. Really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check each and every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier. Ooh, nice. Oh, they're all good. They're all good chapters, Swoggy. They're all good chapters. It's all thanks to the manager's excellent strategization. Next up, the Thumbs Corridor. But we actually found a lot of intel lying around there, so we just need you to check some of the doors in its basement. Intel? The manager expresses interest in the aforementioned intel. Ah, that. In the Thumbs Corridor, we came across a bundle of papers detailing the comings and goings of the Thumbs members and the orders they were carrying. Whoever wrote the logs has been diligently keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago. While the contents of the notes weren't all that interesting, they helped us get an idea of where each door in that corridor leads to. And China's shitty scrap papers. She'd been keeping up with that useless shit this whole time. Useless shit? Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. You found one of her backup ticket hoards. I've marked any doors that need work with a drone. There should be about 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I've got some leftover work to take care of over here, so I've been noticing this throughout our interactions, but whenever anything irrelevant to his work came up, Alan seemed to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering right past it, and so he didn't even register what was said. Recalling our conversation with Saru back at P Corp, that deeply uncurious indifference might just be one of the essential personality traits to go on as a corporate employee in the city. You gotta make yourself into the perfect drone. Understood. We will explore the areas past the marked doors and return here. Thanks a ton. Well then, with Alan returning to where the other Wayfarer Company employees were huddled around, he decided to follow the corridor to the left. Hey, there's someone in there. More of the ring, maybe? Going by their silhouettes, they're unlikely to be members of the ring. Lady, get out of my way so I can see! It's the detective? Some stubbly guy I don't know, and annoyingly airy dude. Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Hong Lu, respectively? Ooh, get a Moses cameo! The trio's conversation grew clearer the closer I approached them. You okay, fella? You, bumped your head earlier. Haha, fine as a fiddle. It was just a minor fall. This is the 3rd time it's occurred. We ought to discuss this issue with the manager once this consultation is over. We're grabbing him and making him fall over. I think I'm seeing a bump on the side of Hong Lu's head. Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see signs of... Don't worry, Gregor. You made it through the explanation and the footage both. You're going to be fine again. I believe in you. Look at you now. They're right where it happened, but your arm is stable. See? Ironically, fear tends to grow most unmitigated when it is distant and unseen. I understand what you might be worried about, but I don't see even the earliest portents of it. So, don't hesitate to share the unfiltered thoughts that arise when you're in here. I wonder if Ezra will show up as well. I like Ezra, she's fun. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it. Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm just avoiding the truth when it's staring me right in the face. My case is nothing like Don Quixote's. She just needs to keep her shoes on. It's all good and dandy for her, isn't it? Things don't work out that way. For me. Whatever they're talking about sounds hella deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like this? Yes? Well, that geese is always weirdly cagey about himself. Maybe now's our chance to learn more about him. He's sharing such an IS about himself for once. Why walk away? IS? I'm not quite sure I get that one. Don Quixote gives a nonsensical interpretation of Ryoshu's acronym as Kira rolls her eyes out of exasperation. Between the bickering sinners and Kira, however, Oda stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her face. She is listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then. Otis was right. Damn it. He was right all along. The war isn't over. Never was. It can't ever be over as long as this fucking yoke of a gift stays attached to my arm. Barbed words. Now, let's revisit a question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully, it's become easier to answer now. You've been using that arm to fight just fine so far. How? I don't mind fighting hostiles or enemies. I'm not the kind of person who worries about people trying to kill me. Killing my comrades, that changes things, doesn't it? Can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable, like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never know when its symptoms will set off. Even Heathcliff was always the first to step up when people began to spiral into self-hatred. Stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a hard, straight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that, at present, there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. We've still got a good chunk of the journey left. And eventually, we'll have to... No matter what lurks in the pasts of us sinners, even if they have killed hundreds, thousands, no, tens of thousands of innocent people, will you still embrace them? We'll eventually have to confront an even darker, bleaker truth of the war. Can I really trust Gregor not to crumble under that inevitable pressure? I see You're afraid you'll end up hurting us. Well, that's... At first, I thought I couldn't give a hoot whether or not I accidentally murdered some of you. It's a bit saddening to hear that. You know how it is, Honglu. We, the bus team didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. But through our journey, I began to think of you all as my comrades. And I was okay with that because too much faith in my own weakness. But I've realized that I'd grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some backstreets thug with this arm. I was relieved. Imagine that. Same arm, weapon. A weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the Smoke War. Be honest, when that Hohenheim fella said that I was an exception, the thought alone made me hope. Exception, a potential to be harmless, weaker than even a combatant, and even a non-combatant like Yi Sang. Sorry, that was not a, exception, a potential to be harmless, weaker than even a non-combatant like Yi Sang. It made me hope for a life that sounds so bad. We all know how that went though, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all that, just bring myself to fight again. I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again. Because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. The same fear you've carried all this time. How did you endure it before? Barely. Holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on. Nothing else. Yeah, I mean, if we remember all the way back to Kanto 1, we do see like a flashback of Gregor and how his arm randomly lost control out in the streets and started going wild and attacking people. Yeah, that's what it was like for him. This really brings me back years. Memories are so clear that it's like they all happened yesterday. Best you kick me off the bus before push comes to... That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't leave with you. Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril. And it's not like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an accident occur, even if it comes at the cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city. Now, something I never expected to hear from you. Yes, you're right. If we're seeing this through to any kind of end, this would be the place to do so. Many places in the city have some warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this consultation thing's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatizing as yours, Honglu. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in that war must have gone through more or less the same experience. Miss Moses, Otis, and even Valentina, that piece of work. We can't attach a number to our misfortunes as if there's something to be measured. Or in other words, this isn't a misery Olympics. Like, everyone has suffered. Everyone's had some pain in their life. That's not a way to sort of like score things or anything like that. Like, just accept that everyone has had some suffering in their life, and that suffering is real to them. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, are not like me. Every few steps that distanced you from the past, you'd come to a pause, spare a look towards the path you had walked. All those years I let slip by, all those that slipped you by, are dotted with fathoms of suffering. They're both ineffable and beyond measure. Different experiences, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, it's that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time. What are yours? I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the cacophony of the war. Like seeing comrades who resented me even as they lay dying. And the wounds they left in my heart bled me dry. But I thought you were fond of Miss Ezra, Miss Moses. And she is a chatterbox. I've talked too much. That aside, haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come out from that corner you're hiding in. Oh man, haven't you been dropping eaves this whole time? I haven't been dropping no eaves, Mr. Frodo. I was actually waiting for just the right time to come out and say a few words, but I just couldn't find an appropriate moment to... well, I would have had to share this with Manager Bud or the rest of you fellas sooner or later, so I don't really mind, but... what's she doing here? T.A. Temporary... ally? No. Temporary accompaniment. Be an asshole! I'm working my ass off to help you guys! Pleased to make your acquaintance. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory. I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the Thumb's nurse father was most attached to? Huh? No? Duh? Duh? Well, that's supposed to be obvious? Didn't you guys all see her? You think I'd just chat up a scary lady like that? Dude, she was beating the ever-loving shit out of Lucio every time I saw them together. Yeah. He went down fighting you guys to the end, huh? Yeah. Said stuff about her generosity and all that. Fought till he died. I mean, he was planning on killing Valentina, like, after this last mission. So, yeah. Although Valentina did care in her own sick and twisted way, like the way that she flew into a rage after Lucio died. Like, that was something. Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a sec here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides. Really? That lad? And why is that? You know, the vibes. You guys don't know because you haven't seen him long enough without the scary lady always looming over him? What's up? Gonna stab her right in the spine? You. Look, I think you might be training wrong, cause, like, you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. let me show you what I learned about sword swings from this comic book. That is not how my master has instructed me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have even a single deviation if it means to repay the debt it owes her. So obsessed with all that crap anyway. You didn't even like that old lady. But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you? Bro, what are you talking about? I love my papa. Seriously? I thought things were going to crash and burn before Yoshihide even came home. Suppose textbook and I had that in common. If this one doesn't know, let me redirect that question towards you, Ryoshu. Hopefully, this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors the thumb nurse father showed particular attachment to? Or the door she used most often? Why ask me? Fine. Yes, I do remember. Don't even need clock's help to piece it back together. It's that one. The door with the metal pieces dangling from it. Holy shit! I almost died out there! Son of a bitch! Fucking fly. Did those G-Corp fucks ever drag those gross pests from? Mum? Are you okay? Do I look okay to you, Ticket? No, not really. Fine. No, I don't break easy. You should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-Corp vermin, Ticket. Your legs bleeding a lot. Here comes another mission. Boy, they really can't do shit without me, huh? So much for a break. Is this? Bandages. For your... Is this kid serious? Got truckloads of expensive treatments on the ready to patch me up the moment I get back to the field. Well, okay. Never mind that. Hey, this works. Mum? Sit tight and don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some sword techniques once I'm back. Must have been her years in the smoke war. Yeah. Fighting in the war took a lot out of her, left her perpetually exhausted. But she marched to every battle with a smile. Stopped drinking. Stopped beating me, too. Like a blissful idiot, but that she was still neck deep in the inescapable pit called the House of Spiders. Well, the ironic peace didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the consigliere of the Thumb visited the House of Spiders as a tutor. And that's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor, day after day. The beatings returned. So did the edge in her profanities. It was pathetic. Hold up. Why, though? Sure, I was on the losing side. But wasn't Valentina on the winning side? A war hero at that. Ever heard of the regulation that prevents Smoke War participants from moving into I-Corp and K-Corp nests? I-Corp, Ithaca. Otis, Odysseus. There we go. Why Otis can't return home. The common thread between these post-war rules they make the lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers. I see. Must have been things going on behind the scenes there too. But doesn't that mean that back door will drop us into a trench they dug during the war? Yes. And Gregor will be the one to open it. Wait, me? Yes. Others can do it for you, but what would be the point? You sure this won't just end up giving him more nightmares? See how this helps him in any way? We do not have any means to treat whatever it is that slumbers within his arm. However, I would surmise the underlying cause of his sudden transformation wasn't the arm itself. Then what? It's trauma. His arm took control after Saki was crushed by the weight of the unspeakable memory coming back to haunt him. It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around. Isn't that so? If you can come to understand that the war is really over, and that what others say, no matter how closely they echo the past, is not necessarily aimed at you, then you may be able to loosen your grip on the fear and anxiety that your arm could metamorphose at any moment. While her suggestion may seem blunt, it is one of the basic treatment principles of M-Corp's psychotherapy centers. Fine, then. Yes, I'll open it up. Gregor walked up to the door, grabbed its handle, paused, taking slow, deep breaths. And with one arm, he gently opened the door. Why are you running? You should be taking the lead on the front lines without G-Corp! Held high! I don't want to die! It's nice to have a place to go back to. Oh, right. Happy 15th birthday. You can't possibly have the cheek to call me cruel. G-Corp pests were far more messed up than I ever was. Ripping people apart, cannibalizing them. You were nothing but the swarm of fucked up monsters. I thought I'd woken up from the dream. I was still. Alright. So, next part is going to be memories. However, looking at the time, I think there is a good time to leave off for the night. So, we will be continuing with this tomorrow, so look forward to it then. Quite possibly we'll be continuing on Wednesday as well. I'm not sure how long the rest of the canto is going to be. We still haven't finished 2/3 of it, but I feel like this one might be 2/3, so we'll have to see what happens anyway. See if it's like longer at the back at all, but yeah. So that's what we'll be doing. And on the weekend, assuming we finish Limbus Company, we'll be doing Super Robot Wars T on both the Saturday and the Sunday. Anyway, let's go and find somebody to raid, shall we? Let's see here. Let's see, who is streaming what at the moment? Let's see. Alright. Let's go and raid Comfy Basilisk. Comfy Basilisk is playing some Hyper Bun Buster at the moment. So we'll pop in over there and go say hello to them, okay? Thank you very much, and good night. See ya!